folks. Can't always get you what you want by the Rolling Stones. So dead simple this one. We're in open G. So you would tune the guitar, drop your low E string down a full tone to D. Your A string drops down a full tone to G. Your D, G and B strings stay exactly as they are, and your high E string drops down to a D as well. So what you end up with is D, G, D, G, B, D. And then we have a capo on the 5th fret. Now, when you're using a capo, always remember to tune after you've put the capo on, because the chances are your guitar will be out of tune as soon as you clamp it down. It's to do with the way it squeezes tension and it's clamping evenly right across the strings at a set pressure, which is probably a lot harder than what you would squeeze, or wouldn't be the same as what you would use when you fret. So it does tend to put the guitar out of tune a little bit. So always remember to, if you're using a capo, retune afterwards. And if you're in North America, I'm talking about a capo. Over here in the UK, we like to pronounce it properly. Only joking. So the tune itself, we've got a C chord with our capo, so our open strings just on the capo. C chord, C major. If we put our G string, hold our G string down on the 7th fret, so the 2nd fret above the capo, we get a C add 9. And that's the two chords that he's kind of vamping between for the first part of the verse. Now when he does that, he plays the G, the C chord, sorry, and then hammers on the 7th fret of the G string. Now, the way he plays this is all the downstrokes, that note will be fretted, and on the upstrokes it will be lifted. So and then we come to this chord here, which I believe would be an F over C. It's a C note there. Got an F there. So 1st fret on the B string, or 6th fret, 1st fret above the capo, and 2 frets above the capo, which is the 7th fret on the D string. And strum, we're only strumming from the 5th string down. Keith Richards actually doesn't use a low E string on his guitar, he's taken it off completely, so he's just got a 5-string guitar. So you've got to try and, I'm using my thumb over the top to kill that string so it doesn't rattle out all the time. And it just repeats that through the verse and half the chorus. The second half of the chorus, we come to basically a D chord, so it's barring the full, all 5 strings on the 7th fret. Slide that up to the 10th fret. Get another version of an F chord there, and then we're going to hammer on the B string on the 11th fret and the D string on the 12th fret. So it's that same shape we had down there, we've now got up here, but with a bar, and that's basically the whole tune. So a really nice easy one to jam with. There's a couple of fills that you can put in. I mean, make up your own by all means. And in fact, I'm going to show the scale pattern based around here for C, and then you can build your own riffs based on that. Any of those notes that you play won't sound out of tune. So what I'm doing is, the first fill I did was sliding up on the G string from the 7th to the 9th, and then playing the high E string, or which is first string I should say, on the 5th fret. So, and then 6th fret, hammer on, pull off, and do the same on the G string on the 5th fret, 7th fret. And then we go back into that chord. The other one, the fill that I did on that chord was, so just hammering on the D string to its position on the 7th fret, open G string, and then B string on the 1st fret, or you can hammer on that B string as well. Or you can do a hammer on, pull off, and come back again. So add in that little bit that we had on the end of the first ring, we can also add that onto the end of that. The only other one that I had in there that I was playing with was so what I did there was, so starting off the verse on that add 9 to C to C add 9, but as normal, but halfway through that bar switching up to 10th fret on the 2nd and 1st string, so the B and what is now a D would have been an E. Drop that B string down 2 frets to the 8th fret, keeping the 10th fret on with your pinky, the high E string, and then playing open. Into that F chord again, or you could go straight into the chorus section. And that's pretty much the entire tune. So as I say, I've stuck these this scale pattern up so that you can have a look at that, and yeah, fun to see if you can come up with your own fills and stuff like that for this one, because there's plenty of space to do it. And it's quite a repetitive chord sequence, so you know there's room to play and make it a bit more interesting, really, for you to play. Obviously, you don't want to be competing with a vocal, so while there's a vocal going on, strip it back down to the basics, and you know, in between times, instrumental sections, that's when you want to add in all these little fills and stuff like that to flower it up. Most of them are really simple, but it sounds great, and everything in Open G sounds beautiful anyway. Lots of other Rolling Stones songs use the same tuning. In fact, it is Keith, as I say, it's Keith Richards' favourite tuning. So just having a little play around with that. If I take the capo off, again, I'll need to quickly check the tuning again. Yeah, so lots of his stuff uses like that full one finger bar chord to get his major chords. And he'll use that same 2 fingers on top of that bar chord, so the 1 fret above the bar and 2 frets above on the B string and 2 frets above the bar on the D string. So it's worth practicing. Make sure you've got a clean, everything sounding clean to begin with. Obviously, forget about that low E string. And try and get those fingers coming down at the same time. And then, yeah, Start Me Up starts like that as well. A million other Rolling Stone songs as well. So yeah, if you like your Stone stuff, you like Keith Richards playing, that's what he's doing basically for the majority of his stuff. It's really cool sounding. It's also a really popular tuning for blues as well, which we'll maybe delve into another time. But the next one I'm going to do will be acoustic based in G. So I think it's a tune you'll like. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. Do come back again. Cheers folks. Bye bye.